Now is your headliner and a great comedian. You guys give it up for her. Help her give her some support. She's really funny. Give it up for Kristy Belich.
Please tip us. That's why I do this, so that you can put money in a giant, I guess this is a German, it reminds me of like a German beer stein, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, I was out here last year, and a whole lot of shit has gone down since I've been back at the Stoddard Inn. We have a different president now. The Capitol got invaded, and I'm still not married. That's what's going on right now. So and I moved a whole state. I moved many states over. I was in California the last time I was here, and now I'm in between cities and houses and places. I'm just an in-betwixter. That's what I am. I drove here from Austin, Texas, so I drove several hours to be here. Life on the road has been very interesting because it's just it's a gamble with your asshole. That's what it's become. I have the IBS, and it goes both ways. You know, like my IBS is what bisexual is too. I don't know. My poor asshole doesn't know. Sometimes I'm lamassing on the toilet, just you know. Like this happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was going between Oklahoma City and Austin, and I hadn't pooped in like 5 days. And let me tell you, today's a full moon in Virgo, which is ruled by the bowel system. So my soulmate is just magnesium nitrate. That's what I'm trying to say. Laxatives have been my best friend. They are the most intimate relationship I have, you know. But I'm in have you ever been driving and you're just like, oh, it's time. My asshole water broke, like it's time. And I drove into this Pilot Flying J, and I went into the like corner stop. Like for women, there's shit girl code. Like if you're in there long enough and you're quiet and you just go like another girl knows she has to hurry up that piss and get the fuck out of there. Because we don't poop at the same time. We will wait. I will wait in the stall for an hour. Even if I have diarrhea, I will just count and meditate and lamaze and just do all the things I need to do to wait. But this could not wait. And I gave birth to like, I swear to God, it was a 10 ounce. It was this thick tree trunk, it looked like an elephant trunk child. Like I gave birth to the elephantitis baby, you know? And the thing is, these Pilot Flying J's, they have automatic flushers, so the shit wouldn't go down. It just sat there like it was stuck in a creek. It sat there like a beaver was just waiting for it to swim across a pond and just gather it up. You know what's even more happy about this is all the men in the room are so uncomfortable right now. And that's the only thing I care about. You know you have been to the mall, going to the Bath & Body Works annual sale, and you were just waiting for that Christmas pie to come out of you, and you had... Mom, hold the line. Antibacterial soaps on sale, 5 for $10. We gotta keep this spot right here. It has glitter in it. We're gonna be good. It's the only thing I care about during this whole fucking camp. By the way, the other comments have said we're a fucking year into this camp, and it's like, what the fuck? I'm still more confused than ever. I am more is there a virus? Isn't there? Are people dying? Is the flu still around? Who the fuck knows at this point? I claim a new virus. It's called, I fucking hate all those assholes that tell me I need to do things like close a business or not do my job. Go fuck yourselves. I need to make money anyway. I don't know. And when was it tequila is medicine? Just take a shot of tequila and keep it moving. I'll keep my mask on. I'll be nice. I'll go to Bath and Body Works and get my sprays. But let me tell you this. I have a couple questions, okay? Now that we're this far in, here's my questions. Question 1, why are planes still allowed to fly right now? You can still fly, so okay, that's the other thing. Question 2, why is it that I can go to any town and Postmates deliver to any old folks' home, you know? Like, I can go between California and Texas, and I can go Postmates groceries to any senior citizen's home. I just think the government's fucked up. That's all I have to say about that. Like, that's just it. Get shots from your bartender and then give them to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I think if I were to identify anything, like, I'm big on, like, family tradition is something that's so important, and it's something that I feel like this country is, like, made of. At least if we have one thing, it's family tradition. And the weird thing is, like, I was thinking to myself, if there's any one problem that's going on, it's fucking homelessness. Like, that's the biggest problem right now between all the cities that I've ever lived in, between Los Angeles and now Austin, Texas, and even Oklahoma City. But it's like, I'm sort of homeless, I'm semi-homeless, I'm what you call bougie homeless, you know? Like, bougie homeless is when you find yourself ordering Grubhub to an Exxon Mobil at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, that's the, you've done it? Oh, you're DoorDashers, okay. We can unite with our apps here. Apps unite, that's bringing the country together. But really, I've done it. I've ordered ExxonMobil to the same place that I've washed my asshole while also eating organic orange chicken, you know? Like, it's just, that's how it is right now. That's just what my life's become. But, like, this is a choice for me. I choose to be a stand-up comic. It's kind of like a gift that like, I get to do this even during whatever the fuck is going on right now, you know? But, like, there's people that don't, and it's tough. Like, that's kind of why I had to leave Los Angeles, which is a fucking totalitarian dictatorship. Like, that's what Los Angeles has become. And I left that fucking city. And it's so interesting to me, because I grew up watching movies. I loved, like, Disney, all the things that my mom used to, you know, play when she was, like, trying not... I needed a babysitter, and Disney was there, you know? But I was thinking to myself, like, Hollywood, we look to them for, like, how to dress, how to act, how to be, like, how to look all the time. But Hollywood fell faster than a 10-year-old boy sipping cereal out of Jeffrey Epstein's bowl. You know what I mean? Just like, lap it up, little bitch. All the milk and all, yes. And it's almond milk too, vanilla flavored, right? Eat your Lucky Charms, little kid. Including the red balloons. So fucking weird to me. We have a pedophile in office. His name is Joe Biden. He licks children, I hear. I don't know, it's so weird. This is such a weird time. It's like, oh, we see this guy smelling children on videos. The mother instinct is me, and me is just like, let's take that motherfucker down. And then it's like, oh no, like, I don't know. I really think the only simple solution is to overthrow the government, but we have Netflix now, so that's the thing. Like, I really do, like, we're kind of like in a civil war, but it's on like a very slow roll, you know? Like one power outage at a time. Like, I was stuck in that fucking ice storm in Texas last week, which was hell. Like, it was hell. And I was thinking to myself, like, is this what it's going to take to allow the apocalypse to fully occur? Is just an ice storm sponsored by SpaceX, you know? Like, is that what's going to happen? Okay. We'll have fun tonight. You can always throw tomatoes at me later on, and I'll probably eat them because, you know, this camel toe was also sponsored by COVID. You know? So... I was thinking, no, it's funny if you think about American traditions, if you think about like, oh, Americans are so fat, but really we're just loyal, you know? We're super loyal to waffle fries and spicy chicken sandwiches, you know? And it's like, which one do you like best? I like Chick-fil-A, but they don't like fucking gay people, and I've been way deep in the puss, you know? Like... So it's very confusing. It's kind of like birthing a cow. That's really what it is. It's just, you're like, oh, am I gonna, okay. No, I actually took my friend's virginity. She's 34 years old, and she's like, I've never been fucked. And I was like, I can help you, you know, because I'm an empath, right? So I was like, well, do you know, so you don't know how to fuck? And she's like, no. And then she brings out this giant 12-inch black double-headed rabbit dildo and just smacks it down. And then she has an anal bead thing that also vibrates. And I was like, you sure you need me, you know? I think you're good in both holes, you know? But I found this out. I didn't realize I can make girls squirt. I didn't know I could do that, but I guess I have the parts too. I'm fully equipped. I'm IKEA ready, you know? Like, I can put that screw in and there's no extra screws left over when I'm done. So I'm prepared, you know? I went in there like a soldier and I came out a fucking general. That's what happens. You want to know what's really sad? Is like, it's not that I'm a lesbian, it's just that I'm fucking fed up with motherfucking dudes that say they're gonna do one thing and then they do the other thing, and then like, I'm just like, I'll just do my best friend instead, you know? I don't know if that's bisexuality or just like fucking, we're done. We're done. You want to go watch the game? Okay, I'll watch her, you know? No, I thought I was a lesbian in Hollywood because there's all these motherfuckers walk around with these skinny jeans, you know? Ooh, I felt... They walk around in these skinny jeans and you're like, are you a girl or a boy or a they or a them or a thus or an and you don't know. And then I drove to Texas and my car stopped, my starter went out, and then this guy walked out of this fucking tire place and he helped me with one, like he had these Ariat jeans on, he had this beautiful ass, like he had just, it looked like a peach that was freshly picked and ripened, and it could have made a nice fine wine at some point. And he's like, honey, you need some help? And I was like, in many ways, sir, in many fucking ways, I need a lot of help. And I have one place that I think we could start, and it's the back seat of this motherfucking car. That's what I think it is. And he rolled the car across the road from the gas station with like one arm just like being, you know, a fucking man. And I was like, holy shit. And then he took the car jack and with one arm he went like that, and my car went up and my pants went wet for the first time. And so, like, I was just rolling down and I was like, oh, I might be heterosexual again. I might be heterosexual, who knows? Like, this is a new journey as I enter the state of Texas, you know? Which is kind of shaped like a clitoris if you look at it a little bit. They call it the Lone Star State, but it kind of looks like a Lone Clover State, you know? I don't know, it's very interesting. Like, I was thinking about, like, Texas, and I was scared to move to Texas, and I was like, am I going to be able to handle this? You know, I've moved, to tell you guys, like, since I started stand-up comedy, which I like to call a sport, I've moved 72 times in the last 7 years. Like, this is no joke. At this point, it feels like I'm in the military. Like, I'm just bouncing around from place to place. But when I moved to Texas, I was like, oh, this is kind of a blast from the past. Like, what's going to happen with, like, politics and racism and stuff like that? And I was like, well, what's the solution to racism? And I was like, oh, lizard people. That's what the solution is. Like, think about it. What if lizards evolved among us equally, you know? Like, wouldn't that, like, change the game forever? Like, say there was a United Nations hearing and all of a sudden all these motherfuckers in suits just walk out and they're like, hey guys, we just have to let you know. They unzip and they step out and they're like, we were lizards the entire time, you know? Like, would that change everything forever? Like, say your boss is an iguana named Ed, you know, and he just like, he drives a Honda Civic, you know, he has gas points, everything, and you're like, he's just a giant iguana with scales and a tail, and you're like, what's up, Ed? And he's like, my fucking kids, you know, what do we do with them, right? You know, they're always eating flies, they always want that fast food, they never eat their fucking vegetables, you know, like Or what if it were chameleons that were the other species that were like equal to us, you know? You'd be like, oh my god, fuck you, chameleon. You could be any color you want to be. Go to the back of the bus, you know? And chameleons would have to like rise and overcome, but nobody would see them because they'd be blending into the pavement as they march through the streets. Like, chameleons will overcome, you know? This is just me running for Congress one town at a time, you know? That's a very old joke, and I wanted to see if it was still funny or if I lost you guys. I saw a few yawns, a few confused looks, and a few like, fucking shut up, bitch, but that's okay. Because I'm so tired of talking about dicks because they annoy me, but I was thinking of, like, I do talk about, like, this is the frustration, okay? The last most important relationship of my life was a soulmate. I would call him a soul twin. We looked at the clock at the 11:11 together and we fell in love. It's just that he was my first lesbian relationship. Because he was a Bangladeshi man and he had what I like to call clit dick. Okay? Now, if I'm going to walk you through it, and I'm so sorry that I have to, but clit dick is a fucking waste of your goddamn time. That's what it is. It looked like a bee sting. It was like a little, you know what I mean? Like you ever have like a lipstick at the end and you just go up and you're trying to get to that last bump just to get that last piece of MAC lipstick, or for me it's just chapstick. You're trying to get to the end of it. You're just trying to get it up, trying to move it. You had to like smash bash him. That's what you had to do. It wasn't even scissoring. It was just like, okay, we're going to make this work, you know? We're going to make this happen. We're making love now. That's what this is. This is making love, which is the new fucking, you know? It's the new world of fucking. This is the new world order as we speak. It's not a governmental system. It's my ex's fucking terrible cock. That's what it is, you know? I've seen hemorrhoids bigger than that cock. Like, that's the sad part. And the thing is, when you're in a long-term relationship, it just becomes like that standard, you know, whatever. They make you your morning coffee, you switch to coconut creamer, so they made that for you, and you're happy, and you give an obligatory morning shower blowjob. You're on your knees. It's very like, you know, okay, on my knees, water running down my face, snot running down my cheeks, all the way down my areola, you know, and their stomach is just hitting you the whole time. Thank you, Jelly Belly. I feel really sexy right now. I'm glad that you paid the light bill this morning because it's just giving me that extra power, you know? That extra glitter on your fucking dollar store chapstick dick, you know? But I miss him. I do. I miss him. You ever have sex with somebody, you're in their relationship so long, you're just cellulite out, and it's just like, you don't want an iPhone anywhere near the bedroom at all. You don't want to see that ever. You don't want that recorded. You don't even want that NASA, NSA to look at that. You're like, please, John from NSA, please just don't wear your bifocals today, you old fuck, you know? Because, you know, they're watching us fuck. Like, at this point, they're watching us fuck because they're telling me what fucking laundry detergent to get, you know. It's really interesting what my ads do on my YouTube, because I don't know what my YouTube thinks I am. They're usually in Spanish, for one thing, for laundry soap. So, like, clearly I can really scrub very well, you know? Or if I'm watching documentaries on whether the CIA is going to take us over, it's usually about schizophrenic medication. They're like, do you want to change your schizophrenic medication? I'm like, no, thank you. Not today. I'm too busy fucking my, you know, clit dick boyfriends. As we roll through this bed, looking like two slugs that they're just crawling over each other in a garden. That's what's going on right now. That's what's happening. You guys think global warming's a thing? You into global warming? Global warmingists?
No.
Pro-global warming. Global freezing. Global change. I don't know what, I mean, I'm listening, you know, I'm listening to the youth, and I'm listening to Greta Wild Thornberry and their fucking Nazi braids. Save the whales, everybody! We need to save them! If you don't save the whales, you're not gonna make the world a better place! Ah! Is she the one that's gonna change the world, or is she just hired help? You know, is she just... Go on, little kid, you are human trafficked anyway, okay? Isn't it funny when you go to like Hobby Lobby and you see like a Live, Laugh, Love pillow, and you know like a grandma's buying that and it's clearly made from human slaves? Anyway, so back to global warming. What if global warming is just Mother Earth going through menopause? Like, what if that's it? And like the Pleistocene period or wherever, where there were giant ferns and Jesus rode T-Rexes to church. I know we're in Utah right now. I've been through Utah, Kansas, all the states, and they all believe Jesus had a T-Rex, and I'm for it. Could you imagine Jesus with a Western saddle just being like, "Yeehaw, T-Rex"? But maybe that is just Earth. Maybe Earth during that time when there were giant ferns growing was just Earth going through puberty, and now Earth is like, I'm having hot flashes. Back the fuck off. Sometimes I'm hot, sometimes I'm cold. Fuck off, okay? Why don't we have a psychedelic movement where all you little kids get conscious with fucking mushrooms and ayahuasca and DMT and acid, pick your poison, get fucking woke. Get the fuck out of my house. Build a better spaceship and move to Mars with Dad. He was never here anyway. Fuck off. Get these Chick-fil-A wrappers off the ground before you leave. I hate styrofoam. You know? Maybe that's what's going on. I'm not sure. Maybe it's sponsored by Elon Musk. That fucking Archon. I'm in Texas now. I think that Elon Musk is an Archon siphoning us all for gold. That's just what I'm thinking. But, you know, I'm semi-conspiracy theorist, and according to my YouTube, I also need to change my schizophrenic medication. So, I'll be like, crazy bitch up there. I'll be like, he named his kid after the quadratic equation. There's clearly something going wrong. That household, could you imagine the Musk household where it's just like, X52, come over here, you know? But maybe that's why the AI movement is going on, because Earth is like, yo, I haven't been jacked off in a while. And I need you guys away from here so I can have these robots just surface me the whole time for 1 billion more years. I need to fucking have an orgasm, you know? I kind of think that's what, like, explosions are and earthquakes are, is just Earth being like, I can't take it anymore. I need to fucking come, you know? Maybe she had clit dick as a boyfriend. I don't even know what Earth's boyfriend would be. Because Earth technically has a girlfriend. Earth has the moon, and that's technically a feminine body. So I'm not sure, unless it's, you know, I don't know. Who knows? Do you guys believe in aliens? Believers? Have you seen them since we're in Utah? I figured there'd be a cow or something. You've seen... Wait, I don't know if that was a racist joke or not, but he got me chicken fingers tonight, so that's all that matters. So that's all that matters. I was thinking about, because I'm from the East Coast, I'm from Maryland, and it's kind of like this area, from like a rural-ish, sort of almost DC area, but we have a gas station called Wawa out there, and Wawa has these touchscreens where you can order subs, like hoagies, with anything that you want on them. Like you can get them however you want them, and they come in 2 sizes. They come in 6-inch, which are called shorties, or you can get the full 12-inch. And I was thinking to myself, there is no way for us to get that dick selection as detailed as I can get a Wawa sub at 2 o'clock in the morning from an ex-con. You know, like I could be like light on the mayo. I don't like creamy white substances in my face. As I decide to face fuck myself next to a gas filler up station like America should always be, you know? I feel like that's the American way, is to be like, I'm gonna touch screen my dicks, and then I'm gonna face fuck myself with carbs for the next 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna drive away and go to reality again. I think that's why what's going on right now is it's just, how do I explain? It's like meditation, but filled with cane sugar. Like, that's what it is. Like, the whiter the bread, the bigger the folds, you know? None of that. I just had to come up with some sort of idea here, because I don't know. Like, okay, for example, I think that Wawa is actually exactly what America should always be, you know? I touch screen, so I don't need to talk to nobody, you know? I don't need to talk to nobody, and then a sandwich comes out, and then I'm good to go. But what if, like, so for example, you don't know if there's a hood on it. You know, if you meet a guy, you don't know if he's got a hood, a half a hood, a chopped up hood, a cock to the side hood,
She wants to see what she
a
gets.
lumpy hood.
Damn it.
You don't know if it's got extra pickles, if it smells like relish. You don't know these things. If it's provolone, I mean, if he has a hood, is it provolone bound? Is it cheddar bound? Is it white cheddar bound? You don't know.
You get what she's saying?
I need to understand the mosaic, the Monet that I'm about to deal with, you know? Life is just an art piece, I don't know. This was a long joke that should have only been this long. Should have been this big, and I went too far. Too boring. I lost the back table. They're like, you know what? I know what this dick looks like.
Every give her a big
You know, I was thinking about this $600 loan that we got from the government that we now have to pay back, which kind of fucking sucks, because I was thinking about my YouTube ad, or my YouTube comments. Like, there's not many YouTube comments that get me. I've been called everything at this point, you know, oh, you're a girl, you're not funny, oh, you're fat, oh, you're ugly, oh, you need this. But the one that really got me was, you look like you listen to Jewel. And also share the same dentist. And I'm like, damn! Okay. You know why that one hurt is because it got to me from my family. Because my dad, he's retired military, and he worked his ass off and sacrificed so that I could have a good dentist. And then I went into comedy, and my teeth went to shit, you know? And that's why that one hurt so much. But it got me thinking about this $600 loan, and now I hopefully maybe a $1,400 one. Who the fuck knows? But because it got me thinking about the tradition of the tooth fairy. In my family, my mom she's like, hey, our tradition was, what color was your tooth fairy's wing? And you would wake up in the morning and the glass of water next to your bed would be the color of your tooth fairy's wing. But really it was just my pill-popping mom and her fucking genius, you know? Because she would be like, what's your favorite color, honey? And I'm like, purple. And she would just take purple grape Dimetapp and scissor the fuck out of that water next to my bed. If you don't know what scissor is, it's a retired drink. A lot of rappers did it back in the early 2000s, and my mom actually is the creator of that and should have really patented that shit. But anyway, it has me thinking that $600 loan is exactly what this tooth fairy situation is, because there's no such thing as the tooth fairy, let alone a fix your goddamn motherfucking teeth fairy, you know? Again, I went too long to a punchline that should have been a little bit shorter. But that's why I'm here. So I'll let you know some dating advice before I leave so I can eat some chicken fingers that my mom did give me. She said that you should always date an autistic man because an autistic man will do things over again and 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 over again, and you're like, yes, honey, lick it like a stamp. I know you have a lot of those. Yes, back in your baseball stats. So that's my favorite joke I've ever written, and I'll never stop telling it. Love you guys. Thank you for having me.